Meet Victoria is presented by Thrive Fuel.
Welcome to Meet Victoria, where we'll get to know the people, businesses, and heroes that make this community special. I'm Caleb Shaw, owner of Shaw Realty, and your host. Now let's go meet Victoria. Hey gang, welcome back to another Meet Victoria with Caleb Shaw. I'm excited for this week. We're getting out into nature. Yes, I'm hot, I'm sweaty, but I like this. This is gonna be a fun one. Today we're gonna be meeting one of my friends. One of my friends that wears a lot of different hats in this community, inspires a lot of people, helps a lot of people, but more importantly, follows her dreams and accomplishes things. And so today we're gonna go back to nature and we're gonna meet the one, the only, Cheryl Johnson. And we're gonna learn a little bit about what it takes to be a bird photographer, write a children's book, run a successful business, run a successful magazine, and about 47 other things that you may be interested in. So tune in, let's go meet her, and let's have a little bit of fun. All right, gang, we are back, and I am here. If you don't know her already, you will soon. My friend Cheryl Johnson. Cheryl, as much as I love you though, and we have so much to talk about, I literally have like 25 things I want to get into and discuss with you, but why are we standing out here at this beautiful Beck Ranch, out here in this heat today? What are we doing out here? Talk to me.
We're talking birds, Caleb.
Birds?
Birds.
Birds. Now, we got one or two here, because you asked me a trivia question, and we're going to get into all this, but before we go, here's a little bit of trivia for you. What was it?
So my question to you was, Riverside Park in Victoria is a hot spot. Mm-hmm. It's a place where they have seen a lot of birds and a lot of bird activity. So my question to you was, how many birds do you think have been spotted over the years at Riverside Park? Let's just say in a 10-year period.
10-year period, Riverside Park.
How many different species of birds?
How many different species of birds? I went with 13 is what I said.
And I think I laughed at you.
She did laugh at me. So a little bit later in the episode, we'll loop back around to that, but I said 13 and I was wrong. So make your picks now and she'll give us the right answer later. So, but on that bird note, that loops us back around to this beautiful Beck Ranch and this heat that we're standing out in. But why did we follow you out here today? What are you doing out here?
So anybody that knows me knows I'm just midgy bit hair bit compulsive, obsessive compulsive, and I am a wildlife photographer in addition to everything else that I do. And I am out here on the Beck Ranch because starting in January of 2021, I'm going to be participating for my first time, for the Beck Ranch's first time, in the Wildlife in Focus photography contest.
Now, what is this for somebody like myself that's not familiar with this? I understand, though, this is a pretty big deal.
It's a big deal.
So tell us a little bit about that and what that is.
It is a contest. It happens biannually. It's a big commitment on the part of the photographer, so they do it every other year. And it started about 20 years ago in the Texas Valley area, the Rio Grande Valley. And it was designed to increase awareness with children on conservation and wildlife in the region. And the contest works where a ranch owner and a photographer will partner for a 6-month period. The photographer will spend 6 months on the property, photographing wildlife, birds, animals, insects, different things, over 47, I think, different categories over a 6-month period.
Wow.
And then they submit these photos to the contest and have the potential to win prizes. You know, the prize money, it's a total pot of about $50,000. Now, don't get excited. When I first heard that, I was excited because I was
thinking, you saw me about to get, yes,
yeah.
I'm with you.
But the prize money ranges from, depending upon what level you win at, from $25 up to, I think the grand prize is $6,000. But it's a big deal.
I was going to say, the prize is not necessarily the reward.
That's not
It's the love of it, the awareness that you're bringing to the community, and for people like me that have no idea that exists, it puts a light on it and illuminates it and stuff.
And as a photographer, I've been doing bird photography since 2016, so 4 years. And working primarily out of this area, I was thinking about this the other day. You reach a point where it's like, how many times can I photograph a northern cardinal? It's a common bird in this area. But now that we're starting this contest, all bets are off. It's a brand new deal. The only images I can enter in this contest are images that I take at this ranch between January 15th and June 15th.
Oh, wow. So it puts a
2021.
window on it.
Yeah, so that's
Yep.
my window. And so it's a chance to really see what I've learned and what I can do with it. And it's starting over. I've got a clean slate.
So out
January
here,
15th, clean slate.
that's outstanding and really exciting. And it's neat that you brought that here too, because it, in addition to the nature that it highlights, it also shows our area, shows, you know, the community and how, you know, Dr. Beck was kind enough to be a part of this and to help you and be your partner in this and that community support to bring eyes to Victoria and to the cause and all of that is just great. And I understand you've got, I don't want to butcher the name of it, what did you call your setup back here?
It's a bird blind.
Bird blind.
Birding area.
You want to sneak back here and go show it to me?
Let's go take
Let's go
a
check it
look.
out. We'll go talk a little more down here. Lead the way, I'll follow, boss lady.
Alrighty. Okay, this is where hopefully all the magic is going to happen.
Out. Oh, this is cool. So what do you just come up here and post up for a while, or what's it?
I've got a pop-up tent
Okay.
that I'll set up here so I can hide. We think we're smarter than animals, but it's not true.
No, they smell us coming, they see us coming, all that good stuff.
So
huh?
hanging out in the tent, not talking to anybody, waiting for the little critters to come in and pose pretty for me, hopefully.
Well, this is awesome. Let's go check it out.
Okay.
All right, gang, we are back. Thank you for having me. I am having a ton of fun out here. We are in your bird blind. This is the spot. So when you come out here, what exactly do? You just post up, check it out. What happens in the bird blind over here? What do you do?
Hopefully I take pictures of birds.
I figured that might happen. I was just guessing there, but.
So what I've done is, my style is for photography is I like to catch birds in a natural setting, which may sound really obvious, but that's a whole nother subject.
Understood.
So what I wanted to do was develop a spot to encourage the birds to come in and give them places where they could sit, where I could get natural, nice looking photos. So I put some seeds out to attract the seed eaters. Interestingly, not all birds eat seeds. So even if you put seeds out, it's not a guarantee that you're going to get the majority of species that are in an area.
Because they also eat worms,
They eat worms
things like
and-
that. So
yeah.
they're carnivorous and herbivores? Is that
They
the right
are,
terminology?
and also omnivores.
There you go. I forgot that
I feel
one.
like I've got my teacher voice on.
Yeah, I took it as such. Yeah. Do you see me? Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So I don't know if you can see it, I've got a water feature back here. It's a little pan, and I put some rocks around it so you can't really see the pan. The critters keep messing with it, so the lip is showing a little bit. But I have water dripping in it, and so that'll encourage the birds to come in and get a little sip of water and get a bath.
and all that good
Exactly, yeah.
stuff.
And the drip is there to create some motion to attract them in.
Outstanding. And just to summarize on your contest, when does it end?
So it starts January 15th,
Okay.
2021.
Yes, ma'am.
And it'll go through June 15th, 2021.
Outstanding. And I think, not 100% positive, but might be quite possibly the first person in Victoria to do this.
I think
Maybe so.
I think so. The contest,
Unverified, but
unverified,
think so.
yeah. The contest has a geographic area that you need to be in to participate, and it runs from the valley up the coast.
Okay.
And Jackson County is as far north as it goes. And I have not heard of anybody in Jackson County ever doing it, and I've not heard of anyone in Victoria County ever doing it. Below Victoria County, there's lots of activity down in there.
Gotcha.
But this is the first time for Victoria, I believe.
Well, I'm
But
glad somebody brought it.
Yeah, definitely the first time at the Beck Ranch. And
Gotcha.
so-
Well, again, thank you to Dr. Beck for letting you do that.
Yes.
That's awesome to help bring that here.
Yeah, he's such a genuinely nice guy.
That's awesome. Well, I've seen him obviously helping lots of animals and through that capacity. And you're right, he's always done an amazing job. And so, it's great to have community members like that help support different attractions and things coming to town and different people wanting to do things to get these to town and stuff. And so, which kind of takes me, I'm going to segue out of your bird stuff because if I can be half as successful as you when I grow up, and because I feel like we're similar souls to a degree in the sense that we're all over the place. But I mean that as a very big compliment to you.
Because we have short attention spans.
Very much so, and squirrel. But no, that's actually a code word in my office for when I get distracted. Yes, ma'am. But you're always somebody, I've always thought it was neat how you had your hand in so many different things because, the older I've gotten in life, I realized that we get one go around in this. And I've always been, well, if I like something, then I'm going to jump both feet in and I'm doing it, you know, and my friends will, why are you riding bikes this weekend and then shooting next weekend and doing this the weekend after or whatever it is. And it's because why not? And you know, and one of the things I really want to lift you up, and you know, I even had to make a list so I didn't make sure I didn't forget the 37 different things. But you know, you own Outburst Advertising, Victoria in Motion. How many years did that run?
11 years.
11 years. You also have the Real Estate Review.
I do.
You know, and with Outburst Advertising, I mean, that's all over the place. You can go in there and get shirts to keychains to I mean, you name it, flags for your house, whatever you need, you can get that.
And we
then
do
you also
design and marketing campaigns.
Yeah, I mean, so you really are
Yeah.
all over the place, you know, and that's always been one of the things that I thought was so neat about you, and somehow you still keep moving forward in the right direction, and I just think it's really neat. And you also, which I really want to touch on these because I came into my office the other day and I had a gift and I forgot mine, but I had these of Judah's and Ada's here. You are also an author, and not only just an author, you are a kids book author. And when I walked in and I saw this book, and there's Ada's Backyard Bird Book, which you can customize to fit your child, and then Judah's Birding Scavenger Hunt here. When I walked in and I saw Truman's name, I got emotional. It hit me right in the feelers. But it was for multiple reasons. One, it was just so neat that you took the time to do that for my son. Like, it just meant a ton. But also it was neat for me as somebody that likes to create and chase my passions, or chase and create, or whatever order they come in. It was really neat for me to see you end up here and get this done, because it's like I said earlier, everybody dreams. Everybody talks about, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, but very few actually take those first steps forward and go do it. Well, you did. You took 2 of them forward, and in addition to everything else you do,
Yeah.
but this to me was like a passion project for you.
Very much.
And for some reason, like I said, it hit me in the feelers because this was a passion coming to completion. This was taking a vision and finishing it, you know, and I think a lot of what brings sadness in the world to people and why they may not have contentment in their life is because they have the dream, but they don't have the follow through. And is it easy? No, I bet you put hours and hours into this, and sleepless nights and early mornings and all these things.
Don't forget the dreams.
And you just lay there and you think about it even when you're sleeping.
It was funny so I've published 4, and I've got a list of other ones that I'm going to work on, but I've got 4 that are completed, and I want to say it was maybe the 3rd one. The first 2 came really easy. I mean, they're done. The 3rd one I struggled with a little bit, and I got up the next morning and I told my husband, these books are going to be the death of me, because I dreamt about this book all night long, because I had put it all down, I'd gotten it put together, and I was ready to send it to my editor, and it just didn't feel right. There was something about it that really wasn't clicking with me. And I dreamt about it all night long. And I woke up the next morning, it's like, yeah, got to shove it and start over. And I knew what I needed to do with it. But yeah, you don't sleep, or you sleep, you dream about it.
And that's because I think your heart is in this,
Yeah.
you know, and it's...
This is very personal. I think people who don't, you know, because you're a business owner, but people who are not business owners don't understand how much of your soul you put into these projects. It's very, very personal.
It's not a book, it's you.
Yeah, it's me.
Yeah.
And you know, your projects that you do, they're you. They're a reflection of you.
Yes, ma'am.
And you know, I was telling my oldest daughter just graduated from college, and my youngest one is starting her 2nd year, and we were talking about careers. And I said, you know, find something you love, because both of my girls are people that put their heart and soul, like us, into everything you do. And I said, what a shame if you find a career that brings you no passion, because you're going to put your heart and your soul into it.
You're exactly right. I mean, and we're sitting on 2 buckets, sweating our rear ends off.
Try not to fall over, because we're on
try not to fall, bug, all this. But, you know, when I was over there helping Steve carry the camera stuff, I said, you know, even in this heat, even in this humidity, I needed to change shirts 2 hours ago. I'm still having so much fun, you know, and like the Meet Victoria or any of the work that we do, you know, nobody was going to give me a TV show, so I made my own, you know, but I'll tell you, it's like we said earlier, this is me.
Yeah.
This is my passion. And so that's why your book, I wanted to just, again, the Backyard Bird Book and Birding Scavenger Hunt, I really just wanted to put these out there because it touched me on so many levels. Again, thank you for what you did for my son. But again, to see you put your dream into fruition and to hold it and to be able to give it to somebody like you did. And I hope that the way it touched our hearts touched yours, because it was so sincere and so true. And, I had all these questions that I was going to ask you and stuff, but what do you think, what has been the biggest attributes that you think have gotten you to this place of success?
Truly, I think it's a sense of curiosity. We were talking earlier about, the fact that many bird photographers are not very good birders because they don't know what they're shooting, and how I'm a little different because I'm actually a really pretty decent birder. I know when I see something, what I'm seeing. But I have, the reason I am a good birder is because I'm curious. I take a picture of something, I want to know what it is. And that fed into this book. I don't want to just know the name of it. I want to know what its habits are. And I'm a big trivia person. Tell me some trivia about him. And these books are very trivia oriented. A lot of little fun facts. But I think that curiosity has pushed me to discover things and to learn and to keep, questioning things.
Yeah, because as long as you're curious, you're still uncovering things and discovering things.
Well, Victorian motion, the premise with Victorian motion was everybody's got a story. And I truly, truly believe that if you talk to somebody long enough, you will find a story. Everyone has one.
Yes, ma'am.
But it's that sense of curiosity. What makes you do that? What's of interest to you? Why is it of interest to you?
Yeah, no, I think that's spot on, and that's a lot of what Meet Victoria is. A lot of people think it's just about highlighting businesses. Well, no, it's really not. It's what's the story behind them. That's why I have an interview in everyone, because it's this that I'm interested in. And people, if you'll listen, and I talk a lot, so that's hard for me sometimes, but if you'll listen, you're right. Everybody's got a story, and you might be able to take something from that influences you, or hey, that's the missing piece of oh my gosh, like that's the puzzle piece that's been missing. And so what advice would you give to people that, say, a young somebody that's about to graduate college or your daughter's age, something like that. What would you say to somebody that's, their adulthood is in front of them and they've got their cubicle that they can go to 50 hours a week, 60 hours a week, whatever, or they have these passions and these, what's your advice to somebody?
So I am not completely sure that I'm a good person to ask that question of, because I have been so untraditional in how I've done everything in my life. I have a college degree. I started out as engineering and I decided it wasn't for me and ended up getting my degree in religious studies because it was something I enjoyed studying. And I went to the Cal State University of Fullerton, so it was a state university, so it's not a theology degree, it's the study of religion.
Yes, ma'am.
Which is the most unmarketable thing degree plan you could ever have. I remember I applied for a job while I was still at school, and the fellow who was interviewing me looked at my degree plan and he said, "You want to be a missionary? You want to be a nun?"
What do you do with that?
Yeah, he asked me if I wanted to be a nun. I said, well, I'm not Catholic.
I totally just visioned you in an outfit too. I don't know why, the whole hat and everything. Like
we'll just start with that.
Yeah.
But I said, no, I don't want to do either one of those. I just want to do something that I enjoy. So my untraditional answer to that is really crappy career advice. But do what you're passionate about.
Yeah.
Find something that you love to do and do it. And I've been very, very fortunate in that I love marketing. I love outburst advertising. I love being able to work with businesses and help them grow and help them achieve their dreams and being part of their organization. Sitting on the same side of the table and say, where do we want to go? Let's figure out how to get there. I love that. I love what I do. I've been fortunate that I've found something that I'm very passionate about that I can make money at. And I don't know that most people get to have that opportunity. So my second piece is find something you're passionate about and do it. You may not be able to make a living at it, so maybe you have to find a job that you can make a living at. But find things that bring you joy and do it. Because like you said, life is short. We get one, unless you believe in reincarnation, we only get one chance
Yeah, good point.
through this. And what a shame to spend it doing something you don't like, because you spend, even if you just work 40 hours, it's a long time of your week that you're devoting to something that you don't like.
And within that, when you start pursuing those passions, and especially if you see maybe even a little bit of success in them, golly, the I don't know, just the euphoria that comes with that satisfaction. You know, it's the fuel to get you to the next one. And to me, it was like once we started doing things, and it was like an onion. You know, you peel one layer back, and well, why not do a triathlon this weekend, or why not do that? And you know, and I'm out doing things I never would have thought I'd be doing.
Well, and just because someone tells you it's a bad idea doesn't mean it is. I mean, I'll never forget when we launched Victoria in Motion. I had a very prominent gentleman in the community say to me, "Why are you launching a magazine? Print is dead. That's going to be a waste of your time and your money." And he was very serious, and I respect him. He's a good businessman and a good guy. And you know, in my unbiased opinion, I think Victoria in Motion was probably the most successful magazine the community had ever seen. And so just because somebody says it's a bad idea, or just because nobody has ever done it that way, you know, the books, I don't have a publisher. I don't have any intention to have a publisher. I feel a little bit like Loretta Lynn in Coal Miner's Daughter, where she cut her record and they drove to radio stations passing it out. I mean,
nobody wanted it.
Yeah. And, you know, look how famous she is. So I feel a little bit like that with this book, and that's the approach I'm taking. I've got them on an Etsy shop. I'm selling them on Etsy, but I've also got generic versions that I'm sending out to nature centers and Children's Discovery Museum and different places. And, you know, we'll see what happens.
Thank you for the inspiration that you are. Like the fact that you follow your dreams, it inspires others like me. And as a younger business owner that looks to somebody that's preceded me and done things
Caleb?
in a very nice way, and wisdom, full of wisdom and experience is more what I meant. But you know, for somebody that's looking to emulate success and to follow that, you know, you are a role model. And I look at all the different hats you wear, and that's empowering to somebody like me. And it's like, hey, I'm not crazy, like, or maybe I'm just the right kind of crazy, you know. But nevertheless, it's empowering, and I appreciate what you bring to the community.
Thank you.
I appreciate the passion, the books. Again, that was one of my favorite gifts ever, because it touched my heart for multiple reasons. And you know, so thank you for allowing us to join you out here. And I know you're gonna walk around and show me a few little things and stuff, and snap a few pictures. But I'm grateful for the time that we got to spend. I'm grateful for the friendship, and I'm grateful for what you bring to Victoria.
Thank you.
You know, I know the magazine has gone away, but thank you for when it was here. The real estate review is still there and rocking. You know, Outburst is down there doing great things, helping businesses succeed. But you're the lifeline, and you're the blood, the backbone of that. And so thank you. And you got, so I did not forget. I almost did. Looping back, Victoria, Riverside, in the last 10 years, how many different types of bird species? I guess 13. I'm going to modify now, and I'm going to go with 106 now, just because I was so wrong on the other one. But what is our official answer?
234.
Holy smokes, 234 birds? Okay, 234 birds. I had no idea that. I wouldn't have guessed that.
Here's more, because trivia. Me and trivia.
Talk to me. Bring it.
I should always be on your team when you play Trivia Pursuit.
Talk to me. I'll make sure I arrange that.
How many different birds have been seen in Texas?
There's 200. Oh wait, how many was it?
234.
234. 357.
Yep.
Dang it. What is it?
604.
Good Lord. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Well, we will be back with part 2 of our different episode of all the different bird species, because I did not. Wow, I had no idea.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. I don't need another hobby here. Like, you're going to get me 600.
It's relaxing.
I know of about 4. So that leaves, 600. Wow. Yeah, that's I'm not very good at math either, but yeah, that's a lot more birds than I expected you to say. So I got nothing for that.
You tried.
I did.
Tried.
On that note,
You get points for trying.
But again, thank you so much.
Thank
I
you.
had a lot of fun. And again, Outburst Advertising, they do great things if you need them down there. Be sure to pick up your books, Backyard Bird Book, The Birding Scavenger Hunt.
So you can get those at my Etsy shop.
Good call. I was about to ask that.
Yeah, it's www.etsy.com/backyardbirdnerd.
Okay.
And
What about Facebook? Is it on Facebook?
it is on Facebook also, Backyard Bird Nerd.
Backyard, and we'll put the link in here so you can see it and all that, and go get one. Like
They make great stocking stuffers.
They're great.
Christmas is coming up.
And you can act like an informed parent. Read it before you give it to the kid, and then you can, hey, did you know? And then they'll think you're real smart when they actually look in there. Dad, did you know that this was here? No, I didn't. And you can take all the credit for that. Just read the book first. Anything else before we get out of here?
Oh, we could talk for hours. We do talk for hours.
Yeah, taxes, politics, what do you want to get into? We'll turn off the camera, we'll get after it. But no, did I forget anything else that you want to hit on?
I don't think so.
No, well, thank you so much again.
Thank you, Caleb.
Guys, we will see you. Do the whole subscribe, like, comment, all that kind of stuff. Share it with your friends. Thank you for tuning in. We will see you in 2 weeks. That's it. See you.